Canada beating the Swedes 3-0 to bring home gold yet again. Joined today by Sean Gordon from the Globe and Mail and Arpon Basu from the lnash.com. Thanks for being here, guys. And we're going to obviously just get right into it. Canada's success. What are the keys to their success?
I'm going to defer to Arpon, who was actually there to watch it. So.
I mean, basically,
lucky guy.
I mean, the key to success for Canada was basically playing keep away. I mean, they had the puck the entire tournament. They just played with it. They didn't score a lot of goals with it. But they always had it, and they always had it about 150 feet away from their net. So everyone's talking about this great defensive performance by Canada, but really the defense came from the fact that they played offense so well and kept the puck away from the other team.
Was that the plan from the beginning, do you think?
Yeah, well, when you look at the way that the team was built, obviously they had the horses to do it. There's nobody that could compete with Canada's depth, either up front or on the blue line, and it was one of those things where you look at the people that they put together who had some experience playing together and all that sort of stuff and who were familiar with what it was that Babcock wanted to do. There's a lot of returning players. So yeah, I mean, it's fairly safe to say that that was the plan from the beginning.
All right, well, talking about the plan and the team and how it was all put together at the end, obviously one person was missing from the lineup most of the games. He only played one game in about 11 minutes total, PK Subban. Why do you think he wasn't played as much as probably he thought he should have been?
He and the entire city of Montreal thought he should have been. But I mean, I think PK was basically there in case one of the three guys on the right side got injured. I mean, the one thing that he had to hope for was that Alex Pietrangelo and Jay Bouwmeester wound up not working out together, even though they played together with St. Louis. That would have been the one way he could get into the lineup. But I don't think there was ever any intention to play PK Subban unless one of Shea Weber, Drew Doughty, or Alex Pietrangelo got hurt as a right-handed defenseman. If anyone else either didn't perform well or got hurt, Dan Hamhuis as a lefty would have probably been thrown in there before PK. And I think PK knew that. He came off the ice after that one game he played, and we were asking him, what was it like to play your first Olympic game? And you could just tell by the look on his face and the way he wasn't all that enthusiastic is that he knew he had just played his last game.
I think it's nuts that he didn't play more, quite frankly. I mean, I think that Mike Babcock was very dogmatic about having lefties on the left, righties on the right. No one's going to convince me that PK Subban isn't a better player or a more worthwhile player of having in your lineup, given the special teams roles that they were having, than, say, Jay Bouwmeester. Or even à la limite, Marc-Edouard Vlasic, who looked good playing with Doughty.
Yeah, excellent tournament.
Pickles.
He had a great tournament.
He had a good tournament, but it's one of those things where he doesn't bring you as much in terms of the power play and all that other stuff. And I understand the whole chemistry thing. And we're quibbling because, hey, they won, except that I think they kind of got away with something there a little bit, given that their power play I didn't feel was very convincing. And I think that having Patrick Sharp on that point, rather than the Norris Trophy winner, doesn't make a lot of sense.
But the thing with Vlasic was that he gave Doughty an insurance policy. He allowed Doughty to drift into the offensive zone, scoring big goals. I mean, he scored the goal against, was it Finland in overtime, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah.
And so that liberty was given by the fact that he knew he had Vlasic back there. I don't know if he's playing with PK Subban, if he feels quite as free to drift in and out. And that thing is what they wanted. They wanted one stay-at-home guy and one offensive guy on each pair.
I get that, but given the way that they were playing, can you imagine the puck possession if you had Doughty and Subban?
Well, how much better could it be than what they did?
I mean, that's really the debate. I mean,
they had the puck like 85% of the time that they played.
Well, it could have been 90.
The fact is, we have the gold, guys. I don't want to get in the middle of you two. We do have a gold medal, so don't worry. Obviously, we would have liked to have seen PK on the point there. Okay, sticking with another Montreal Canadian, Carey Price. Shutouts in the semifinals, in the finals, but he didn't win MVP. Teemu Selanne took that home. What do you think about that?
Well, that was a media-voted MVP. I mean, Carey Price was named by the directorate as the top goaltender. In the tournament, the media picked Henrik Lundqvist. And I think there's a perception that Carey Price, it's a perception that Martin Brodeur lived with his entire career that, anyone can play behind that defense. Yeah. It's not that easy to play when the puck's on the other end of the ice almost all the time. When it does get into your end, you do have to get focused and sharp really quickly for short bursts of time. And against the U.S. especially, he did a great job of doing that. One goal, one mistake in that game, and that's a tie game. Even though the Canadians dominated that game, like I've never seen a 1-0 game that dominated by one team. But he makes one mistake, and right after Shea Weber scored, the U.S. had a pretty good chance. He had to come up with a big save. If he doesn't make that save, it's a different tournament.
He was the most consistent player in the tournament. There's no question. Against Latvia, Latvia, they outshot Latvia 57-4 or whatever it was, right? Yeah. Except that of the 15 shots, I counted 7 or 8 that were grade A scoring chances in the slot. And that's one of those things where in games like that in particular, look, if he doesn't make those saves, can you imagine being tied going into overtime or a shootout with Latvia? The other guys made 57 saves or whatever it is. The pressure of dealing with that and of playing consistently, brilliantly, and putting together 2 shutouts at the end. I mean, to me, I don't know what more you want in a tournament MVP, but I'm okay with Teemu because, hey, it's Teemu.
Absolutely, he had a great tournament as well. I mean, just watching that Latvia game, though, I was like, expecting this easy win, and some nice easy watching, just relaxing. But I was on the edge of my seat that whole game. But I love to see Carey Price when he's calm in net. And he's just
he just makes things look easy.
He makes things look easy.
And they're not.
Yeah. Okay, well, hopefully that continues into the NHL season, and I'm sure PK is going to have something to prove as well. Thank you so much for doing this, Sean and Arpon. We'll see you again soon.